All right. Hey, Shauna. Hey, we are going live, girl.
All right, perfect.
I just threw us in the live, the YouTube live. Hey, thank you for joining us today, or joining me on YouTube Live for all my subscribers. And how's Florida right now? Is it any issues, or are you just business as usual?
In Florida? Is that what you said? Yeah,
Yes.
You know what? It's gorgeous weather here, but I will tell you on a personal note, 1 week from today, I leave for Alaska. I'm taking my parents for their 50th wedding anniversary. It's been a dream of mine to gift that to them. I gifted it about a year and a half ago, and it's actually here. So I'm enjoying the sunny weather, but I'm ready to get up in a week. So.
Well, cool. That's right. Get a little cool weather. We're cooking over here in San Antonio. So yeah, it is. Cold weather is nice. Well, guys, let's get straight to business. All right. So we're going to talk about lead gen on social media. All right. I have about 800 plus agents. And here's what I have come up with. I can teach product. I can teach sales, how to talk to clients. I can teach all that. And agents can be very, very good at the presentation, at learning the craft, learning their product. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, but what determines the success of an agent is sharing all that knowledge with people. That's it. I mean, you have a PhD in ACA, a PhD in Medicare, a PhD in life, but if you've got nobody to talk to, you're going to go broke. How are you going to make a living? Okay, so I have Shauna here from Click to Close, Facebook, Instagram, ad or lead gen. And we're going to talk about utilizing the power of lead gen, or the power of social media, to generate leads. So I'm going to hit you up with the very first question, because, man, I get this all the time.
I like it.
What is up with this special interest category crap that we agents now have to deal with on social media? Is it a big deal?
Yes. Okay. So the special ad category, we can sum it up in a nutshell. And then if there's additional questions, then let's go for it. Because I know you're going to be putting a video up soon. I have a video on my channel that is like the longest, like it explains every tiny detail. But to sum it up in a nutshell, yes, insurance is now considered a special ad category with Facebook. So when you're running an insurance campaign, to be compliant, you got to toggle that little guy on at the campaign level. And what it does is it does change what you're able to target and what you're able to ask for at a form or landing page level. The idea behind this is that we don't discriminate. It doesn't really make sense, especially when you're using products like Medicare or final expense or something like that. But we got to play by Facebook's rules. So basically, you have to turn that on, and it does change where you're still able, you can target the state. So you can limit it to only the states you're licensed in. You can even limit it to a city if you just want to get super localized. Then you can control where it's going to be served on the platform, and then your message that attracts the lead. That's the most important thing. It makes it, though, where there is broad targeting, where you're going to target 18 to 64 and you can't choose the gender. But the good news is I am seeing that the ads within the first 1,000 to 2,000 eyeballs that get on the ads, they will swing to the right demographic if you have the right ads messaging. In other words, the messaging is going to do the targeting for you. If you've got an ad that says, are you turning 65 in 2025? A 22-year-old is going to scroll past that. Facebook's going to catch on to that. A 63-year-old might start clicking on it. A 64 or 65, they will probably click on it. They're going to swing it to get in front of seniors. Then the biggest slice of the pie, Luis, and this is where I actually just had someone comment on one of my YouTube videos that their account is being flagged now. When you are collecting the information from the user and you're like, hi, complete this form, you can collect name, email address, state. You can ask a qualifying question. You could say, do you currently have life insurance? You could also ask them for like a reminder question. Like, I want you to know who I am when I call. You cannot ask for gender, birthday, marital status, zip code. I know that one hurts. You cannot ask them for any health insurance related information, what prescriptions or any type of conditions. That's always been like that. But that's the biggest kicker. People are still running ads to landing pages, asking for zip codes. We can't do that. Asking for marital status, asking for birthday, you can't do that. So we just have to play by their rules. But I'm telling you, when you do, there's still major success that's happening. I'm seeing T65 for optimized accounts, like $6 to $12.
Wow, that's not bad for a lead. So I'm going to back up for some people that are maybe new to this. You mentioned landing page, collecting data. So you have your ad, okay, that shows up on your Facebook feed. Okay, the potential insured looks at it. They click on your call to action, which is that little button that says learn more, get a quote, and there's some other options. They click on that, and then they either an intake form pulls up where you ask a few questions, or you said, Shauna, you can go to a landing page. What is a landing page?
Yes. Okay. Great question. So let me, you know what? Do you want me to show you a quick little visual that will help maybe make it make sense?
Yeah. I'm going to add your screen to the stage. How about that?
This was not prepared to share today, so it might go into some stuff that we're not covering today, but I want you to at least have a visual of what this looks like. All right. So first, you set up the back end of the account, right? And then you have what's called the campaign. That's where all of the back end stuff that we're doing. Then we put an ad inside of the user's news feed. So while they're scrolling on their phone, and when they click on it, if we're using an instant form, a form that's already on Facebook, they click on it, that form is going to open up, they submit it and see a thank you page. So 2 brief examples. I got a lot of examples for ACA if we need to get into them later. We've got this one for ACA. We've got this one that is for Medicare. If the user clicks on this little learn more button right here, then it's going to give them a little welcome and let them know what's happening. Like, for example, if it's for a free consult, maybe you're offering a Medicare audit. Maybe you are offering a lead magnet, like a free guide of the deadlines you need to know before turning 65. Then they'll see this form right here. They'll submit the form, and then they'll see the little link to your privacy policy. And then just like that, they have become a lead. So if you wanted to, this guy right here, this is the form. You could actually have your ad run traffic to a landing page, something that you would create on your website, or Agent CRM has landing pages that are already made in there that if someone completes, it goes into the CRM. It's a little bit extra tech setup because you have to actually put a tracking little piece of code on your landing page, and then you have to put a little extra tracking piece of code on that thank you page that tells Facebook when this person submits the form, they have become a lead. And that is what you're looking to try to generate. So I'm seeing when you're using Facebook's form, you don't need any tech savviness. It's already there. It's set up. It's optimized. They limit already what you can ask in a special ad category. Like, you don't even have the option to ask for gender or birthday. Some agents, some agencies, some lead vendors are running it to a landing page, and they are still trying to collect all of the information. That is going to start getting flagged as we move along, ads rejected, and so on. So you want to make sure you're compliant, whether it is you're using the Facebook form or if you're actually using a landing page.
So Shauna, if somebody gets flagged, is that something similar to like going to Facebook jail?
It is. Now, what typically happens is they'll reject your ad. Then you could appeal it, or you can make a change if you're like, never mind, I did something wrong. But if you do that too many times, they will just shut down your ad account. And it used to be if Facebook shut down an ad account, you could instantly turn around and open up a new ad account. And you might still have that ability right now, but they are getting more and more, they're getting faster to block you at an IP level. I was sharing, like, previously, we are still actually consulting with a very large agency that primarily does final expense, but they're also moving into Medicare and ACA. About 6 or 7 years ago, they worked with the wrong marketer. They were all associated with the page. The marketer was doing some shady stuff, trying to tap into Facebook's API, which you can in some parameters legally, but he was trying to tap into the API, do things he shouldn't do. Facebook blocked him and this entire group as an individual. So the person, the owner of the agency, their longtime employees, their marketing, their head of marketing, they all got banned from ever advertising on Facebook ever again. I've never seen this happen at such a large group, but it is like about 6 of them that have been banned for about 6-7 years. So we're doing a compliant workaround with people that haven't been banned, but they'll just be like, goodbye, never, ever again. It's not good.
Yeah.
So you don't want that to happen.
Just do it right. It's that simple, right?
Yes.
Just get it done
Absolutely.
right. So,
Absolutely.
Shauna, let's get into you. Okay, let's talk about the course, the click to close course. So here's the deal, guys. So you've got options to go get leads. Number one, you can go buy leads. We're going to talk a little bit about the good and the bad on that. Okay, mostly bad. I don't like buying leads. Okay, you can go and either hunt or you can farm. Okay, that's the way I look at it. Best way I can describe it. So the farming, when you farm, it's slow. You're going to cultivate the land. You're going to plant the seed. You're going to water the seed. You're going to fertilize it, whatever they do. And then boom, eventually it sprouts and it gives you whatever you plant. Okay, all that takes time. Now we take that analogy to insurance, and that is what I call networking. Okay, you're going to go and plant your seeds out there with people that have books of business. For example, I have a P&C agency. Okay, I'm the rare guy who likes healthcare. The majority of my colleagues hate it. They don't want to touch it. They don't want to go near it. Well, guys, you can go plant seeds. You can go network or farm with those guys and say, look, I want to partner up with you. Let me help your clients. Okay, so you can network with P&C guys. You can go network with doctors, medical clinics, network with pharmacies. You can go network with tax professionals, CPAs. They have their own books of business and they don't do healthcare. You can go network with them. You can go network with retirement pros, financial pros. These guys are in the business of helping people retire. And usually the one hurdle that I have heard from them as to why they don't leave their work is not because they don't have enough money. It's because they need the health insurance from work. And you can go out there and help them with some alternatives. So, but that takes time, guys. Don't think you're going to walk in and immediately they're going to start giving you leads. I mean, it may happen, but it's rare. You got to develop that relationship. It takes time. It doesn't cost a lot of money, but it costs a lot of time and a lot of work on your part to cultivate that relationship. Now we get into the hunting. On the hunting side, this is where you're either buying leads or you're doing your own whatever to generate your own leads. Now, Shauna, what's the nightmare right now with buying leads? I'll tell you what I know, but what do you know about that?
So the nightmare, for me, you're going to have some very specific, more like from the agent's perspectives. If I zoom out and I look at this as a whole, the thing that bothers me the most is teaching agents to create a business that is dependent on someone else's business. When you are buying leads from the lead vendors, they are doing the exact same thing that you could do for yourself. And they are accumulating a page that is more and more optimized. Sometimes they use a specific brand. Like I always use this as a generic name, health insurance for all. And they've branded it in a way that is starting to build a little bit of trust with their audience. And then they're running leads and then they're selling them to you. It's something that you absolutely can do on your own. So for me, the thing that I don't like is that I'm not against buying leads. I'm pro whatever grows your business, but I'm against it if you for the long term are going to be dependent on someone else's. So I would say, even if you're like not at a point where you're going to super scale super quickly, this is a skill set. If you're going to be in this business long term, you're like, I'm not just in this for just a minute. I actually want to build a book that's going to last. Then you need to start developing your brand online. And you need to do that through social. I always say social media posts, they're fire, but paid ads are gasoline. And you light that on fire and you have the control to scale it up or scale it down and hone in a system that's getting you the leads at cost the exact same way that the online lead vendors do. You can do it. I promise you can do it.
It's doable. So here's my perspective on buying leads from the agent side. Okay, guys, don't be naive to think that you're the only one they're selling that lead to. That's number one. Okay. They are in the business of selling leads. So they're going to sell to multiple agents. And I remember buying leads. I would literally get a lead, Shauna. It'd come in. I'd hit print. I'd go to the printer, grab it, give it to my guy, call. There'd be like, people would just be like, I'm tired of you guys calling. I'm like, I just got the lead. How could you be tired? And anyway, so bottom line is, and also with the new TCPA rules, you got to be super careful that you specifically have consent to contact, whether it's by email, text, or by the actual phone call. And we're dealing with one guy right now who did not have consent on a lead. The organization did, but he didn't. And now he's in a little bit of hot water. Not a good thing, guys. So back to Shauna. Okay, so back to you. You need to take control of your leads. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, man, Luis, that sounds like a great idea, dude. Hell yeah. How do I do it? All right. So that's where the course Click to Close comes in, because what Shauna does is she teaches you how to run ads on Facebook and Instagram. So Shauna, let's talk about the course a little bit. What do we got on the course? What are agents going to learn about Click to Close?
Well, first, if you are interested in learning more about the course, Luis will have a link, and that information page is extremely robust. You hear from other agents, you see real results. I have a video at the top of the page that are for those of you that want to see every single detail. Here's the deal. I know that you have been burned by other marketers. I know that, and it's by design. I'm surprised at some of the regular practices that I actually see inside of your industry. So this page is going to really break everything down. You're going to be able to watch that video. It breaks everything down. But in a nutshell, this is the most holistic course that you are going to find, where when you get in, you are going to learn the skill set to run meta ads, that is Facebook and Instagram. I now include something that is called the lead conversion toolkit, which is ad copy, and it is also lead magnets for, we've got ACA, regular Medicare, T65, final expense, and then life insurance that you're able to customize based on what product that you want to write. So I am teaching you a holistic way for you to actually start to build your brand and your empire online. Agents are great when they get in front of the prospect, and I want to teach you how to do that from the very beginning online, especially as we live in a world where if you're seen as a commodity, you're not going to attract loyal clients, and you're not going to have quick conversions. You need to be seen as an advisor. So this course is the most holistic that you can get, and on top of that, it's always up to date. I decided to make it where when you enroll, you get lifetime access. So I have agents that have been enrolled since the first ideation in 2022. They have seen, and they can vouch for me, I am updating the course. I'm emailing them. I'm letting them know it gets refreshed at least once a year. It's been refreshed a lot more often lately, especially with this new update, completely updated in February and March to make sure that it is the most up-to-date information. So if you're interested, check it out. And I highly recommend you jumping in it. If you're not ready to jump into ads, at least start doing something. Start building that brand on social media so that when you're ready to light that on with gasoline and blow it up, you'll be ready, and you'll already have an account that has some posts and optimizations that have happened.
So, Sean, one question that I get, well, before I get to the question, one thing, guys, you have to know, taking control and learning how to do this, it's not free, guys. There is a cost to this thing, okay? But it's a one-time charge that you will end up paying. Now, Shauna, for some agents that are starting out, sometimes they don't have enough funds to pay for this thing. Now you've got some payment options. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So now on the page, there are some customized payment options where if you go through, you can check it's a Klarna, Afterpay, or through PayPal. And basically, whenever you click on that option, they walk you through the process of presenting you with multiple different options. Do you want to break it up into 4 payments? Well, you can normally do that without any additional cost. You can break it up into 6 months, into 12 months. It's kind of a customized thing that this third-party agency, Klarna, Afterpay, or PayPal, will present to you whenever you choose that at checkout, and you can make the most sense of what's going to fit you. The biggest thing, though, is this is a business expense. You need to save that receipt. I do get agents like this time of year. They're like, can you please resend me the receipts? Yes, of course, because you want to put that and give that to your CPA and make sure that it's accounted for as a business expense. So make sure that you're using, if you have a business credit card or however you handle that, make sure that it goes there. So that way you can write everything off whenever it comes time for next year.
It is, yes, most definitely a writable or a write-off on your total gross, which means you're going to lower your taxable income. It's going to save you some money on taxes. But ultimately, guys, this is the key. You need to take control of your the food that you're putting on your table. You don't want to be dependent on somebody else, because then you will always be dependent on somebody else. Now, the cool thing about this is, Shauna, I'm going to be realistic here with us agents. We're very, very good at selling insurance, but man, do I have trouble getting, doing it myself. So I learned quickly in this industry that if you're going to last, you have to hire people to do the things that you're not good at or you don't like to do. And then you're going to love the business. If you're always doing stuff that you don't like to do, you're going to hate your job. Okay. And you're not going to last. You want to love the industry. So if you don't know how to run the ads, if you're not techie enough, the good thing is you can buy this for you and then hire your kid. I have a young guy here and I'm like, hey man, you run with this thing because I don't want to do it. And you have that ability to have maybe either you learn how to do it or you get someone hire, maybe your first hire, and you're like, look, I want you to learn how to do this. Take the course, run the ads for me, get me going. You have that ability, right, Shauna? They can share that with their agency or an employee or staff member.
If it is someone that is directly on your team, you will be able to give them access for that. Now, whenever it comes to, if you're wanting hands-on help and you're like, I want to be able to ask you questions, there is an optional membership that you will be presented with right after you enroll. I talk about it on the enrollment page. If you watch that video, I explain it. That gives you access to live coaching calls with myself, my ads coaching team, where we work with you. And I have some people that join that Facebook group with their business Facebook page, and then they have access, and then their team members have access to that business Facebook page, so they can actually go in the group and ask questions on behalf of them. So we are very we just want you to succeed. So if you have someone that's on your team that's going to watch it and that's going to start executing it. Now, I will say this is such an integral part of your business. It is the fuel to your business that I highly recommend you at least understand the skill set. You learn what metrics to pay attention to. I teach you in the course. There's 350 different metrics on the back end of the ads manager. I say, here's the 15 we need to glance at, and here's the 4 we need to pay attention to for insurance lead gen. You need to be able to read that data. Then if it's someone on your team that's doing it, or if you're like, look, I'm going to be spending $10,000 a month on ads, I'm going to hire someone, you at least know if they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They're doing things behind your back that you shouldn't, that you need to be aware of. So it's very important for something that is so important for your business, for you to actually know how to manage the person that's going to be doing it. This is the biggest issue that I've seen. I just had an FMO. I'm going to be at their conference, that we did an ad audit and realized that there was some shady stuff happening with some very well-known marketers in this industry. They were running their ads, but with their ad account, for the purpose of when that FMO left, which they did pretty quickly, they still have their ad account, their data. This FMO left without any of the data. In my opinion, it's unethical. I've never run ads like that for any other industry that I did prior to this. The client should own the data. So you're going to be able to know the questions to ask and work with the right people after moving through this.
And let's talk about the actual ad, because you've used some technical words like ad copy. So when you look at your Facebook, so right now, if you're listening to this, guys, open up your Facebook. Okay. So I'm popping mine open.
I will pull up one too for you.
Oh,
I can't see you, by the way, Louis. You might be off the screen.
Oh, I am off the screen. Here we go. Let's click on. There we go. So, okay. Now, when you look at your feed, guys, you're going to see post. Okay. But if you look and you see when it looks like a commercial and it says sponsored, okay, that is an ad. That's what we're talking about. This is what you're going to be doing. So when you look at this ad, you're going to see the company name. You're going to see, I think that the headline. You're going to see the video or the ad copy, which is the main part. And then down at the bottom, you're going to see the call to action, or the click to action. So that's what we're talking about. Shauna, do you want me to hit the stager? Do you have something here that you want to show them on what the ad looks like?
I will show. Yeah, we can talk about the elements. I'm gonna.
It's important to know what these elements look like. Shauna is providing you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, Shauna, but you've got elements for them to use for ACA and Medicare and final expense.
Yes. So I have what I provide for you. So first, in Insurance Click to Close, the main course, as we'll call it, I teach you how to write copy that converts. And I actually talk to you about how to create things that are going to be successful. I show you how to spy on all of your competitors. Then a bonus course that I now include with everyone because I feel like every agent needs to have access to it. The lead conversion toolkit actually provides you with different ad copy that I have tested. So let's talk about what the parts are. So first of all, and when someone's viewing an ad, these are both T65, obviously, and therefore what's called a lead magnet, a valuable piece of content that will attract users to you that also sets you up as an advisor. So this right here is called the image or the media. So that would be the video or a photo like we have here. Eyes always go here first. The next place eyes go is to the headline. So right here, we've got what the headline is. Then their eyes will go up to the top and they will make a decision based on these first few lines if they're going to click the see more and read the rest of what's in there. So when you're setting up your ads, you're going to be thinking about each element. And let's see what here's all the stuff that's in the lead conversion toolkit. Look at that. I have this guy right here. We're just going to pop it all up. All right. So inside of it, you get a training on what an actual lead magnet is. So what a funnel looks like whenever you're presenting them with something. And this is just a bonus that is included currently with the course. I'm not charging more for it. You get to learn about that. Then I give you customizable lead magnet templates for T65. It's literally for that ad that I just showed you. That is the checklist. For Medicare, for life insurance, you can customize that, whether you're doing whole term, you're doing annuities, you're doing IUL, you could customize it. And then also ACA. Then you get the full ad copy that accompanies the lead magnets. And then I give you full ad copy for Book Now for more like what you would use in OEP, AAP, and then also for final expense. You don't need a lead magnet for final expense. You get the strategies of what's working with the forms, and then I give you additional hooks that you could switch out to test with your ads. So I'm trying to set you up, and the goal is for you to customize it, for you to go in and you take what I have that I've tested, and maybe you want to pop in. My name is Shauna, and I specialize in helping. I specialize in helping people in Texas enroll in Medicare for the very first time and get it right. I'm passionate about answering your questions and blah, 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 whatever it is to start branding yourself. So that's also included to try to set you up for success.
Pretty damn cool. So guys, you get all that with the course. I like it. I will tell you, you have to, going back to the same song and dance that I do, you've got to take control. You have got to not be dependent on somebody else for your success, because then you're dependent on them for your success. And then when they start raising rates and things start happening, well, you got no choice but to eat it and just, and what do you do? So I've been asking to see if anybody had any questions. I'm sure we'll have some follow-up. Guys, here's what I want you to do. Okay. So if you're watching this video and it's not on the live, post comments. Okay. I'm the only one that checks the comments and I will reply. If I can answer it, I will. If I don't know how to answer it, I will copy and paste and email Shauna the question so I can get her answer to this. So if there's any questions
I'll check in on your comments too, Luis. I'll hop over there and I'll see if anyone has any questions. I'll try to help if there's anything specific. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then also down below, guys, okay, if you click on the description, in fact, I'm going to put it here on the screen. And it's a lot. I got to find a way to shorten this thing, but I put it on the comments. And if you go down below and you click on the description and there's a more button, it's going to expand. And I'll have this link on here. Okay. You can get in here, go get this course, guys. You need it. Okay. Now I will tell you, there's a bunch of junk out there that you can utilize. Okay. What I have come to find out is that if you try to save money on this, it's going to cost you money later on that. And what I mean by that, because I did it myself, I tried to do my own stuff. Okay. I tried to YouTube it and just kind of wing it and figure it out. And how it cost me was my leads were super expensive and I wasn't getting a lot of them and they weren't converting. That's the other deal. So me and Shauna connected years ago, and she's like, man, what is up with your ads? Okay. She tweaked them out, and all of a sudden my lead costs have come down. Okay. We got more leads coming in. We're converting more of them. Also, as a bonus to Shauna's course, which I'm working on, I promise I'm going to get it done. We are going to update the section on a CRM. And what I mean by updating the section of CRM is this is the way I do it, guys. Okay, so a lead comes in, the client fills their information out. Now, I do not have them going to a landing page. I tried that and it didn't work. So I just collect a few pieces of data, name, phone number, email. That's all that I care about. Well, my CRM that I recommend, I have created workflows. And what I mean by creating workflows is I've created jobs. I created a system where the CRM listens to the lead, to that form. And when somebody fills this out, it hears it, it grabs the data and makes a contact for me. And it does some other stuff. But then immediately it's doing some things. Immediately it's sending them a text and an email. And it's saying, hey, Shauna, thank you for clicking on my ad on Facebook. I'm going to be calling you in a few minutes. Okay. I'm going to be calling you from this number so you don't think it's spam or some, telemarketer or whatever. I personally will be calling you. But then what I have done is also I've included a picture of me. And the picture of me is me doing this. Okay. So it's become a lot more personal. Okay. It worked for me. I had a guy do the very same thing. I was interested in the product and he said, I'm going to be calling you. And he had a picture of him. I'm like, I actually answered the call. I probably would have not answered it, but he's like, I'm going to be calling you in a few. So anyway, you make it personal. And what this job does is not only does it let them know that you're going to be calling, but it also sends you an internal notification letting you know, you just got a lead, Luis. Let's go to work. Let's go make some money. And then what the system does, within a few minutes, it calls me. Okay, it calls me and it's called a whisper message. And it says, Luis, you got a lead. You want to talk to him? Hit a key. And I'm like, okay, I hit a key or a number. And then the CRM dials my lead and it connects us. And now this call's being recorded. And I'm like, hey, Shauna. And you're like, damn, you already flipped and you were looking at, what was it? The jumping spiders that got your interest a while back. You were already, you're muted, Shauna.
You're right. I did. Yes, I use that as an example because it's something I would never look at, but Facebook will catch on. You watch a couple of videos that are similar, they start getting that content in front of you. So yeah, I was back to watching jumping spiders.
Yeah. So while you're watching jumping spiders, you're like, oh, this guy's good. He called me less than 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm like, hey, Shauna, hey, you clicked on my ad. How can I help you? And you jump right into it. Here's the problem with social media leads. And this is realistic, guys, is their shelf life, not as long. Okay. They kind of go cold quickly. So your job, if you're waiting a day, 2 days to get a hold of these people, they're going to forget because look at Shauna. She was already on jumping spiders 10 seconds later. Okay. You've got to get a hold of these leads quickly. Now, what I do in the workflow that I provide for you guys is this workflow is, it's a 2-week workflow. So if for some reason this lead comes in at midnight, well, of course, I'm not sitting there and I'm not calling Shauna, but I'll wait till the morning. If Shauna doesn't answer the next morning, it's going to keep emailing and texting her. Shauna, you clicked on my lead. Come on, girl, let's hook up. Let's talk. I want to help you out. Okay, this is what I do. And it continues for 2 weeks before it kind of realizes, all right, Shauna's gone. A spider ate her. She's gone. No dice.
But what I say is because there's a misconception that every single lead that fills out a form on Facebook should want to talk to you. That's not true. The purpose of a funnel, whenever you're funneling people in, you have to have volume. Like when I'm running ads to insurance agents, yeah, I want you to sign up for my free training. I want you to buy my course. But I know realistically that probably about 20% of people are going to actually come over to the page. Then probably about 10% are going to actually click on the training. And then maybe a couple percent are going to actually purchase then. Other agents just need to warm up and get to know me and know if they like my vibe or not, if they want to learn from me. People are the same way with you. So if someone comes on your list and they don't convert in that first 2 weeks, guess what? You have the most important information. You have access to their email and their text, and you can send them helpful information. You back off on the sales and you're like, I'm going to try to nurture them. And now you can be the first one in their inbox coming up in July, August, September that is like, watch out for these scams. Don't fall for these slimy agents. Here's what's coming up in 2026. I will meet with you as a VIP priority to review your plan and get that off your checklist right now. And they might just convert then. So I would say it's not a lost cause if they don't immediately. You now have the opportunity to warm them up to you.
Most definitely. What I do with my leads is after the 2 weeks, they are tagged with I think I call them dead leads. Okay. That's just the term I came up with. But I activate those dead leads.
So you never know. It's Easter. Like
you never know.
To wake them up.
That's right. So what I do is in a CRM gives you, once they're tagged, you'll have the ability to pull them up via a smart list. And then now you have, so I tell my CRM, find me all of my dead leads. I mean, it does it instantly. I got all my dead leads. Then what I do is it goes into an OEP campaign. Hey, and it personalizes with a message to that person. Hey, Shauna, sometime during the year, you were interested in health insurance. It may not have been the right time, but we are in open enrollment here right now, and I can help you. Do this. Hit me back up, or you know what? Down below is my link to my calendar. If you'd like to book a 30 minutes, one-on-one session, click there so you can revive your dead leads. Now, Shauna, these people don't have to use the CRM that I recommend, which is Agent CRM. You can use whatever CRM you're already using. What I will provide for you guys, and I just came up with a 2.0 version of my workflows. So I felt that my workflows were flat. Okay. They didn't have any, I felt like they were very good, very, the punch, the message was there, but hey, we're 2025. We've got some AI. What I did is I updated all my workflows. I put lots of really pretty emojis in there to kind of capture their attention and make my message more effective. But I've also converted them all to Spanish. So now I have an English version of all the workflows. I have a Spanish version. If you have Agent CRM, we can import those into your CRM easily. If you have another CRM, I can't import them. But what I do have is I have a page with all of the workflows, with all the data. You're just going to have to manually create that workflow. But I'll give you the information. That's kind of a bonus that we have. I'll give it all to you. And then what you can do is you can make it yours. Okay, maybe you don't like this emoji. Maybe you don't like when this message goes out. You can change the wait period. Yes. You can change the message. It's yours. I'm just going to give you the foundation and you can run with it. So that's also a good bonus. And I really love the fact, Shauna, because you weren't doing this at the beginning, but you're doing it now, is you're giving agents a copy. And I think you woke up and realized that us agents aren't very creative.
Well, I realized what it more was is with this special ad category, I realized instead of the ads, the back end doing the targeting, the messaging is doing the targeting. So I really wanted to give agents something that they could at least start from and maybe follow the format. You can copy and paste it fully, but to make it really yours, you're going to follow that format and then add your own little flair. Like, I don't like the way this is worded. The same way that you talk to prospects, I say so many agents are so good when you put them in front of a prospect. They make a connection with them. They like figure out how to like immediately get into the conversation. That same part of you just needs to be happening digitally online. So when you're not physically there, it's running in the background. And you do that by, I love the Luis talking about my workflow needed to be refreshed. A lot of agents get stuck in their head. I got the ad from Facebook. If they don't convert, they're a bad lead. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic of the good lead, bad lead. You need to look at if the ad's bringing in the lead, the ad is working. You need to start playing around with what your follow-up. Maybe next time test sending text message A. Maybe next time instead send text message B, a photo of you with your dog and say, hey, I hope you like, if you don't like dogs, then we're not going to be able to work together or whatever it is that like shows a little bit of your personality. You test that different aspect. And then one other thing I wanted to add, I do get questions a lot. What about running ads in Spanish? You can absolutely run ads in Spanish. That is a less tapped in market. And if you are Spanish speaking, or I have other languages that agents are speaking, they will run ads in that language. So you'll run one ad set, maybe that's ACA and English, and then you'll run one and all of the creatives are in Spanish. Now, that being said, my course is fully in English, so you're going to have to be able to listen to me talk like this right now, but you can translate anything into whatever language and get in front of that demographic as well.
And this course, it's not, we do say that it's for health, ACA, Medicare, but you can also do it for dental and vision. Maybe you're into mortgage protection. Maybe you're in a PC agent and you want to sell auto, home, maybe commercial. The course teaches you how to do it. You just change the ad copy, the messaging to whatever product you want to sell.
Yes.
So that's kind of the beauty. This is just not just, a single lane. You can use this for multiple lines of insurance business. That's a super, super cool. Shauna, let's see here. I'm looking at some comments here. No comments, but you know what? We will keep following up with you guys. Again, if you're interested, down below, guys, is the link. I have it here on the screen right now, but down below is the link. Click on the link, get the course, learn how to take control of the food that you're putting on your table, guys. Super important. Take control of your leads. Those leads are two things. They're yours. They're not shared with anybody. So that's the beauty. And you know that you've collected consent to contact, so you're not going to get any trouble. And all that's done on the lead form where they're consenting by submitting this, they're consenting for you to call, text, and email them. So super cool. Shauna, any final words? Anything else you want to share?
Let's see. Final words to share. I would say, as a fellow recovering overthinker, it's time to start putting yourself out there on social media. If you're not utilizing it, if you're like, look, I'm not ready for ads, you can buy the course, move through it. And when you're ready for ads, it'll be there to go. But at least start putting yourself out there. I have one agent that said, I really want to make a video ad and I want to start running the video. I'm having a hard time. Like, I don't normally do face videos, so it like feels weird. And I said to them, let's not put ad spin behind your first video. We all have 100 crappy videos in us. We do. So the sooner that you just start putting yourself out there and getting those videos, you are going to get so much better, so much faster than you think you're going to be. So just the best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time to start is today. So do something online.
So Sean, and I'm going to ask one question because you talk about making videos. And I get questions, what kind of equipment do I need to run videos? So I got to go spend thousands of dollars on a high-end camera and all this other stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, you need the best camera. No, I'm totally kidding. If you have a phone, that is more than enough. That is perfect. In fact, the best content back in end of last year, it started phasing out. And even previously before that, the type of content was like the Alex Hormozy and the like really like boom in your face. And you guys see it, your industry very quickly. The big guys are doing those types of videos. We're actually moving more towards where user generated content, where it's a little bit more authentic. It's not as flashy as what's performing better on the platform. So put yourself out there. Pretend, here's an easy I'm going to give you one thing that you can just take with you right now. Pretend like people have asked you questions. Say, I got these. I'm going to answer a Medicare question that I got in my DMs and answer a question. Make up what it is. That gives you something super comfortable to do. Another thing that makes you comfortable is if you have an anchor, you're holding onto a microphone, you're holding a coffee cup while you talk. It just makes people feel more at ease because now they have a prop whenever they're actually talking. So test that. Have an anchor, lean on something, hold something, and answer a question just like you would if you were sitting in front of a prospect.
And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I think people they don't want a production. They don't want, they can, I've screwed up and I just continue. And I thought, well, I got to go re-edit. I'm like, I don't have time to edit it. Man, forget it. I'm just going to roll with it. Never has somebody, told me, oh, you screwed up here. And every now and then you might get one, stickler. But aside from that, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your iPhone, guys, or your Android, it is the perfect tool. I wish I had I do have it. I will tell you this. Okay. This is kind of I think a little bit of an upgrade, but not very costly. Okay, check it out. Go buy a stand for your camera, for your phone. Maybe 20 bucks on Amazon. That way you can set it up and you're not holding it with your hand. Then I have found these little microphones, Shauna.
I have them too. Yeah.
OMG, guys. You hook this up to your lapel. You hook one up to your camera. And that way it captures really, really good audio. Man, this thing cost me like $100 and change. I mean, it's not a huge investment. It's cordless, so you don't have a cord running to it. And, you can get your spouse. Maybe you want to do one while you're walking outside and your spouse is recording you and you're just having a conversation and you don't want to pick up a lot of ambient noise. And this is noise canceling. Really, really good. So take a look at it. No, I don't own any stock in DJI. It's DJI. And I don't know what the mic thing, but it's got two mics.
Yeah, the DJI mic. You'll see it. And they have little creators kits and such.
Yeah.
And they actually just came out with a tinier one.
Oh, wow.
It's like teeny weeny, but I have both of them. They're wonderful mics. You're right.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking for software to edit it, you technically can do it inside the Instagram app, but CapCut, you can use the free version. It's CapCut. Get the desktop version for those of us that don't like to be doing little cut the video here. You drag and drop it in, you trim off the edges. If you want to get fancy, you can have it auto generate your captions. It's the most least tech savvy thing. Whenever you're actually using it on the desktop, download it and post it. It's great.
We finished off with some high-end tech tools, guys. Pretty cool. So I would just tell you, don't be afraid. Just do it. Yeah. Post. People will deal with it. And it's really not a bad thing. So you can go run out there and you take the course, guys, and learn how to run sponsored ads. But as Shauna said, you also want to do post where you're answering a question. If you're like, I don't have any questions, make some up. They don't know. Okay, make a question up. Here's what you can do. You can utilize Chat GPT, guys. It's the free version, and you can say, what are the most frequent questions that seniors have? That's it. Yep. In reference to Medicare. And it'll give you a list, and it'll probably even give you the answers. And now you have some context to go with. And then you can just shoot a little video. Hey guys, this is Luis from Simply Health Insurance Agency. Yesterday I was working with a senior, and the question that they had was this. And guys, here is the answer, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, if you need help, if you have questions like this, either send me a message. My phone number is down below. Give me a call, email me, text me. And now you're posting stuff out there. And before you know it, guys, this is the crazy thing about social media. It's all about timing. And of course, you can't time it. But if you're consistently posting out there, you'll hit somebody at the right time when they're looking for it. And they're like, ooh, I remember that guy. And they'll go and they'll find you, and there's your phone number. And now all of a sudden there's a potential lead you can help out. So guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you all hanging in there. This is Luis Moreno with Think Medicare, Think ACA. Shauna from Click to Close. Guys, this is the course that I use. I've utilized Shauna to help me with my Facebook ads. I've grown. I mean, I'm at a point now where I see the light at the end of the tunnel as far as retirement. How super cool. I mean, it's just because we've been able to really sell at high levels. And a lot of it has to do with not just my farming that I've done for leads, but also the hunting, the creating leads on social media. That really is huge, guys. So take advantage of the course. You got some payment options there. And we look forward to hearing from you. Post your comments and I will respond. Shauna, and your cat that's there, that's it. The cat was ready to get some love. There you go.
Hi.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate you being on here and sharing.
Yes, it was good to see you.
Okay.
See you guys soon.